I like to listen to whole albums. I love to just put on my headphones and walk in this great city and listen to records. And I get the
That's
sense...
beautiful because most people don't do that today.
Yeah, and I appreciate that from your music because I get the feeling that every song is in number one, number four, for a reason. But
I still think in terms of the album experience, as opposed to tracks. Because it's like any piece of art, whether it's a book or a sculpture or a painting. I mean, it's to be viewed, listened to, experienced in its entirety. And you know, people don't seem to have the patience today. We're all moving from this to that to this, doing 5,000 things at one time. That's the world we live in. But I love the album experience. Yeah.
But does it affect you when you say, okay, I'm going to record an album, you put on your guitar and you think, I'm going to do a full album in this time? There are
Absolutely.
great artists that just release singles,
Yeah,
not even an album.
That's fine too. But it seems that for me, it's about experiencing life, taking it in, and then letting it out in an album. And then I go and I tour, I experience more life, I live, I take some time off, I make another album. This has been going on now for 30 years. So the album for me is also a way to express where I am at that moment.
But is it easy being somehow positive with what we're doing to the planet, what we're doing to ourselves? Because when I listen to the album, you're trying to raise vibration, you know? So I walk all this avenue and I was listening to the record and I'm thinking, Lenny Kravitz is coming. And I get this feeling with positive vibes too. I'm saying, how do you keep the love flowing in this day and age? Because Latin America is suffering a lot for rainforest and all that situation. How do you keep that? Because as an artist, you know.
The world is suffering, and these are the choices that those that are in charge have made to destroy and to rape the land. And you know, we have not yet learned how to embrace the differences between all of us and appreciate them and respect them and love others, even though they may not be the same. And so with these two main issues going on, destroying the planet and destroying each other, that's not going to lead to anything but destruction. So, you know, we're at a very interesting place and at a crossroads, and it's time right now. We need to decide, do we want to live or don't we? Okay. Do we want to get along or don't we? You know, or are we just going to take ourselves down? And yes, it can be hard to be optimistic, but I do remain positive. It's just the way that I'm programmed. I will remain positive until the last breath.
Tell me about It's Enough. Great song, great video, a risky move because it's actually also long. You know, people usually just listen to 3-minute tracks. Hardly an intro right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, the music tells me what it wants to be, so it's not about what I want. It's about what the song requires. So that song was, I don't know, 7 minutes something, maybe almost 8 minutes, I don't know. But that's the way it felt correct. And the beautiful trumpet solo that is on there by Ludovic Louis, who's my trumpet player, was necessary. It was part of the storytelling. And so it was as long as it needed to be. And it is what it is.
Who plays the trombone there?
Trumpet.
The trumpet?
Ludovic Louis. He's the trumpet player that's been with me now for several years.
Yeah, because you've worked with Trombone Shorty too,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. In fact, I just spoke with him today.
Ah.
He's on tour and is in Paris today. But yes, Trombone Shorty started out with me years ago, and broke out on his own. He's doing amazingly.
I have to say, I discovered Curtis Harding because of you.
Great guy.
Great artist too.
Thank you.
You mentioned on the press conference that you dreamed the record. You dreamed songs before or music before, but how's that? How do you dream an album?
You just, well, you don't have to do anything except go to sleep.
It's just that I just
and
can't
you wake
picture.
up and you have these songs in your head. It's beautiful. I mean, it's quite a gift to receive that. I've always dreamt songs, but I've never dreamt an entire album. So this was very exciting and a wonderful way to work.
Okay, how does it feel looking back 30 years?
I'm filled with nothing but gratitude. I'm so grateful to have had the experiences that I've had, and grateful to be having the experiences that I'm having right now.
Okay, because in '89, the Stones, McCartney, Lou Reed, some great records came out in '89 too. Were you looking what was going on, or were you just playing for your authenticity?
I was just doing what was inside of me, you know, everything that had led up to that moment. And Let Love Rule came out, and it was a monumental moment in my life to receive and to record your first music.
It's just incredible how it flows when you tell the story of love and everything, because let me tell you something, I'm impressed the way you play guitar, because you know you play great, but when you create iconic riffs too. I don't know how many people in Colombia have learned to play guitar trying to play Are You Gonna Go My Way, or Fly Away, or even the cover you did for American Woman, which is in here more popular than the Guess Who Won. How do you develop a riff in this day and age?
You know, I love rhythm, and I look at each instrument as a percussion instrument. You know, I think at heart, primarily I'm a drummer. And so I'm always looking for those rhythms and those tones. And I mean, Fly Away, for instance, when that song was written, the album was over. I had finished the 5 album, or so I had thought. And I went into the studio a few days later to try out an amplifier. And I plugged my Les Paul into this Park amplifier. And I was just playing, listening to the tone, and I started playing Fly Away. But, you know, I had no idea, you know, things just come. And you have to just explore.
Yeah, it's just amazing. You just make it sound so easy, you know, it's just that. Being told I have to go. But thank you very much for
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
You.